Hey guys, it's me. Oh, sorry, hand in the way. You know how that is. I gotta adjust you because we're about to do a tutorial. I know, it's been a while. But this tutorial is actually a collaboration. And Min Pam and I had decided that since I got a lot of those pigment powders that I showed you guys in the last video from Nunu the Hair Diva, that I do a couple of collaborations. One of them would be with her. The next one I'm going to ask Nunu to do. And, you know, kind of get everybody in the spirit of spring, since spring is just around the corner, and I am dying for spring. I have got my dresses in the greens and the reds and the purples, and I am ready for the spring, for Spring Fashion Week. Now I need to do a makeup design. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach over to the right, and I'm going to grab all my brushes, the ones that Nunu gave me and the regular ones. And we're going to start this collaboration with Min Pam. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of background while I'm doing this, because I'm going to figure out what brushes I'm going to use. I met Min Pam through Nunu the Hair Diva, and I started watching her, and I was trying to figure out, you know, who she was, how she was, and stuff like that. And after a while, we kind of became friends because I sat there just, you know, talking to her and answering, you know, and asking questions. And you can't really get to know somebody unless you do. And that was pretty cool. So, after about, I don't know, I guess it was a tiny bit, maybe a little bit more, we ended up talking on the phone and, you know, just gabbing about, you know, makeup and what else. We're women, guys, sorry. Talking about hair and skincare stuff that I get and what's good for skincare and homeopathic stuff, which I'm getting a lot more into because I am so sick and tired of the other stuff. Medication for everything, guys. Come on now. You know, I'm not knocking science, but, you know, I'm not going to be taking and going to the doctor for every little boo-boo. I mean, come on, I get a paper cut and I have to run to the doctor. It's not happening. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys. I've chosen my brushes, and I don't know if I'm going to use all of these. These are a lot. Now, these here are my personal brushes. Well, they're all my personal brushes now, but these are my original brushes, and these came from Emax Designs. And as you can see, one has the tapered tip, and then I have two that have, I don't know if I'm going to use that one because I cannot get that blue out of there, and I don't want that in my color. So I think we're going to put that one off to the side, and I'm going to try and re-clean that again. These two I'm going to probably use. I have a lot of blenders here because this is going to take a lot of blending. And then, of course, I have the angled packing brush. And then, of course, I have my corner crease brush. So, without further ado, let's get this started, shall we? So, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the pigment powders. And the pigment powders that I'm going to use are, this one is called Black Jewel, and it's by Femme Contour. And this is their Mineral Effects. And this is a dark black, and it's got shimmer in it. I don't know if I could show this to you guys, but it looks like that in there. Okay? And if you go back to my other video, you can see the swatches of that, because I did swatches of everything. And this is the one that's really super dark. So I'm going to need to sit there and blend it out. And I'm going to need to blend it out a lot. And I am looking for my tape. Okay. Uh-oh. I dropped the lid. Okay. The next one is going to be one that Nunu the Hair Diva actually mixed, and she calls this number 7 Electric Kiwi, and it's that color right there. I don't want to tilt it too much. It's like a limey green color, and I've got my hair in it already. Sorry, guys. And then there's a darker green, and this one's by Jessie Girl, and this one is really pretty. I really like this one. And all of these have shimmer metallics in it, so you're going to be seeing me wearing a lot of them. And then I think to brighten up the center, I'm going to use a gold shimmer powder. And at my inner tear duct, I am going to be using a light shimmer. This is the one that has all different colors in it at once and a brown, so I might even use it at the end. We'll see how that goes. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my tape, and I'm going to break off a couple pieces, and I'm going to put that on my wrist because I really don't want to be ripping my face off with it. And as I do that, I'm going to just rub it a bit and peel it off. And what you do is you take it and you put it at the edge of your eye, which is what I'm going to do so I don't have any spillover onto the end part here. So as you can see, the tape is right at the end of my eye, and it is the line that lines up. And then I'm going to take the other one and I'm going to do the same thing to it. Line it up at the end. And you have to really, really make sure that these are lined up, because the last time I did this, they weren't lined up and it kind of looked funky. So yeah, make sure it's actually lined up at the end. And because I did use it at the bottom of, actually at the back of my hand, it's not going to be too when you take it off. It will hold so you don't get any of the shadow bleeding down from it, but it won't be so super, super harsh. It's going to be a crisp, harsh line. So when you go to put your liner on, you'll have that. I have not chose a lipstick for this, and I don't think I'm going to need it, but you can use a, I suppose, a nude color for this. Yeah, I think we'll use a nude color for this. I have a pinky nude color. This is an old lipstick. And I mean, you know, I'm going to show you this because this, you can check it out. This was one of the original Walmart ones. Ooh, and I have black liner on my hand. So, yeah, I'm going to give you guys a swatch of this so you can check it out. It's like a peachy, pinky, rosy color. And that's what that looks like, guys. So, let's start this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and now I'm going to look for my packing brush, because I really need to start making the line at the ends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it backwards. I'm going to start from the middle and then shade at the outside. So what I want to do is I want to take my primer, and everybody else has the primer that they like, but I'm also going to use a base. And I haven't decided what color because, you know, I really, really like silver, and then I really, really like pink, but I think I'm going to use the silver and the color tattoo as a base. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the primer, and then we're going to use the base. And I'm sorry about moving the camera, guys, but, you know, it happens. You know, I keep all of my makeup behind you guys. So, yeah, don't be surprised if I move the camera like 1 or 2 times as I'm doing a tutorial from now until whenever, you know. But trying to get it so it's not so darn yellow. I guess it doesn't like me today. But I do want to get it to where I can see here behind you guys is the mirror. It's like right there. And I'm trying so the light above is not so yellow or anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit there and I'm going to tap. And the primer that I like to use is a glitter primer, and it's from e.l.f. Cosmetics, and some people like it, some people don't. But I'm using metallics, and what it does is it actually makes the metallic stick better. And of course, I am using glitter in those metallics. Thank you, Nunu, for those beautiful, beautiful metallics. So this is going to require a lot of blending and a lot of patience, guys. Remember I told you I do the really fast tutorials? Well, this one is not going to be as fast because it requires a lot of blending. Metallics are not a pain, but they are stubborn to blend at times, so don't be surprised. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my first in the center. And the first thing I'm going to use is the Color Tattoo by Maybelline. And I'm going to put this all over my lid, and this is Silver Strike. I'll turn it upside down so you guys can't see it. That's Silver Strike, and this is what that looks like. And of course, I am going to have to find my foundation and contour brush. This is actually an angled concealer brush, and I don't remember where I got this. It's another one of the very first product reviews I've ever done. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to work it back and forth like a paintbrush in the color Tattoo. And I'm actually going to sit there and I'm going to apply this to the center of my lid. And as you can see, because of the e.l.f. primer, it actually becomes brighter. And I'm going to bring it all the way into the inner corner and all the way to the outer corner, but no higher than my crease. And of course, since my videos are usually long, you can always speed past this part if that's what you want to do. I mean, that is up to you. I really don't take long when I do my tutorials in applying my makeup because I really don't have time. And I know you guys don't have time either. So that is the first eye done. I'm going to do the second because, as you know, I have no idea what I do day to day. So I could be going out later and not even know it. And, you know, it just depends on what I'm doing that day. And I am just adding it from corner to corner, around, and making sure I get it no further than my actual crease line. And the reason I do want it in the crease, but not above the crease, is because it's going to pop open my eyes. And I have hooded eyes, as you guys can see. So all you see is this little teeny part unless I actually open my eyes. So I want that area extremely bright when I put on my colors so you can see that there's actual liner and shadow in that particular area. Then what I'm going to do is, because e.l.f. primer takes a little bit to dry underneath this, and if you don't do this, you will be sorry. Your makeup will smear, and then you'll be all upset, and then you'll be crying, and I'll be crying, and we'll all get upset, and then, yeah, it just becomes a horrible mess. So let's not do that. Let's give it a minute or two to set. I'm going to make sure everything is even, and thankfully with this stuff, it doesn't take long to dry with the e.l.f. underneath it. I mean, up here is probably already dry. I just added another color on it, so it'll take a second or two to dry. While we're waiting, I am going to sit here and I'm going to tell you that the colors that I've chosen are the colors of spring. They were in Fashion Week, and they are still in Fashion Week, and they are supposed to carry over from spring of last year to summer of this year. What happened was, last year they had an assortment of colors with the greens, and then they had something else. This year they have the greens and then the reds, and you know, my colors, basically they just decided to add the green to it. Green for spring. Groundbreaking, but still. Everybody likes green. I don't know anybody who doesn't. I know I didn't when I was younger. Now I absolutely adore it. I can't get enough of it. It goes great with red hair. It goes great with red anything. So yeah, with that said, this should be dry now. Let's continue on. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take a brush, and usually an angle brush, and this one is called Renewal, and this is by Rite Aid, and this is the one that Nuna the Hair Diva had actually sent me, and this is kind of a pitched brush. And what I mean by pitched is it starts up straight and it kind of goes on an angle, so that's that, and these are really good for packing on the eyeshadow. And I'm not putting the top coat on just yet, the very finished layer, because I'm going to use the glitter primer to make that stick even more. So what we're going to do is we're going to start an outline, and I'm going to take the actual medium green, which is that. It looks like a kiwi green, and I'm going to put some in the lid here so I don't cross-contaminate anything. And I'm going to do that off camera. Sadly, you cannot see my sink, so yeah. And the little bit that gets on the end of the brush is not a huge deal, guys. Seriously, it is not a huge deal. And that might be a little too much, but you never know, and that's what it looks like in the container. And of course I got it on the side, so I'll have to clean up the sides later, but I can do that with a brush. Now what you want to do is you want to take it and you want to tap it in and then tap it off. You do not want a huge amount of this, because this is actually going in the center of your eye, right at the center on the lid only. That is where you want it. You want to bring it to the left a little bit and to the right a little bit, just making sure you get it on the center, and I'm going to move in closer. You get it on the center of your eye lid, right at the center. And you do that until you build up enough color. And as you can hear, I am tapping it on the plastic twice. So I'm packing it in to the bristles, and then I am actually taking it, and this is what I'm doing. I'm tapping it in, okay, into the powder, and then I tap it off. 2 times, 3 times, it doesn't matter. It actually stops the fallout that happens with most pigments, and it makes it easier for you to sit there and tap it on your eye. I am not rubbing this, because if I rub this, I will blend it, and I do not want the center blended. I would like everything else blended, but just not the center. So just be forewarned that everything else around it is going to be blended. So if you goof, you know, do not worry about getting it too far to the left or to the right, because it will be corrected. It's not a huge, huge deal. You know, we make mistakes all the time in makeup. Nobody's perfect. Heck, I still can't get my wing liner right. And I have been having people try and help me all the time, even at MAC. And I'm going to, I did a boo-boo. I did not tap that time, so now I got it under my eye and where I don't want it, which is okay. I have makeup remover. I can remove that later. It's not a big deal. I just did not want it on the rest of my face. So, with that said again, I am going to learn to tap. And as you can tell, the more you put on over it, the actual brighter it gets, which is really, really cool. Metallics have that thing that they do, that they get brighter and brighter and brighter as you actually put them on. The darker you put it on, or the more I should say you put it on, the more you put on, the brighter a metallic will get, and the shimmerier it will get. It'll actually hold its metallic coloring. Now remember, you do not want to go above your crease line, not just yet. Now, that's done, and what we're going to do is I'm going to take the rest of the powder, and if I was giving this away to somebody, which I'm not ever, I would be taking that and, you know, blowing caution to the wind outside, or throwing it in my wonderful, my garbage down at the bottom. And then, of course, you know, wiping out my brushes and starting again. Now, I have a towel that's underneath you guys, so, you know, it carries all of my makeup that I've, you know, used over the last couple of days. And since my makeup does stain, it does leave marks on my towel. So don't be surprised if you guys shake a bit, and I am sorry if you do shake a bit, but it kind of happens. I am trying to adjust you guys. I am so sorry about this, but it happens. You know, I don't edit anything, so you guys know everything that happens and goes on in the background. The second one I'm going to use now is the dark green, and that's the darker of the greens. And this one you do want in your crease. So what I'm going to do is, so I don't make a mess, I'm going to tap out. And just remember, guys, that these are metallic, so a little bit goes a long way with these, especially if you're doing your crease. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pack this on with a packer brush, and I'm just going to take it and just go above, a little bit above my crease, and into the crease itself. Left, all the way to the left, and all the way to the right. And that's going to be your secondary color. You do not want to put it down into the actual water duct area in the tear duct on the end. You just want it all the way to the end here, and then bring it down. Follow the natural contour of your eye, because that is going to be darkened in a bit. So you just want to sit there and you want to go back and forth with it and back and forth. And you'll be doing that on both sides. You don't want to bring it completely down. You just want it here and to go here and back and forth. Because you're also, not only are you applying color, but you're also blending it out at the same time. So what you're doing is you're tapping in, you're actually tapping in, taking off, and then putting on and back and forth. And that is all you are doing. Your bristles should not move a whole lot when you do this. You don't want to gouge your brushes in there because you really don't want to ruin them. You don't want to sit there and pull your skin either. You just want to lightly go over it, and then it makes that. And that is so cool, guys. And then I'm going to do the other side, which is really, really easy. Back and forth. Sometimes my eye doesn't want to cooperate because, you know, it wants to sit there and try and be older than it is, and it's not. And it'll sit there and complain at me. And this is the part where you may get some fallout because you're actually blending it, and blending does, you know, give you a bit of fallout. So I would recommend you not putting on your concealer or anything else until you do your eyeshadow. Once you do your eyeshadow, you can do your concealer, you can do your brows, you can do whatever, blah, 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 blah. But make sure everything else is done that has to deal with powder first, because you have a lot of cleanup if you do not sit there and tap out your brush. Do not, and please, for the goodness sake, do not blow on your cosmetics. You are transferring saliva in your breath to your cosmetics, and it does cross-contaminate. You do make it unsanitary doing that. And I know a lot of people do it. Please stop doing that. That's disgusting. I mean, I'm not judging you guys, but it is kind of disgusting. Now, that is all you really need. That took a little tiny bit in there. And a little bit goes a long way with pigment powders. This one is Jessie's Girl, and this is called Majestic Green. You can use any light and dark green metallic you want. And that is just with this brush. And I'm going to clean it off again because I really don't want to cross both with it. Because the last step I'm going to do is with a shimmer, and I don't want that where it's not supposed to be. Okay. Now, this one is what we'll use next. And this is the one that I told you that is Femme Contour Mineral Effects. And this is the color... It's getting away from me. Black Jewel. That was the lid. We're going to have to wash that. That's another thing, guys. If you sit there and you use a top or something and it falls on the ground, please don't put it back on your makeup. You have no idea what's on the ground. So, yeah. Now, I have two brushes that I could use for this, and one is the Emax Designs, which has a tapered edge, okay? And then the other one is for the inner tear duct. Now, I'm not going to use the one for the inner tear duct. I'm going to use the one from Emax Designs, which has the actual tilted head on it. It has it looks like a chisel effect. And that's what I use mostly for my edge, and then for my liner. I'm not wearing liner with this. Because my lid ran away, I'm going to have to use this out of the container. And since I'm not giving anybody these, I don't have the issue with cross-contamination. Now, what you want to do is you want to take this and you want to go to the edge of your tape. And you want to bring it about almost 3/4 of the way up. Okay? That is your line that you're going to be using. And you're going to darken your crease as you bring it over. You do not want to add any more to it. You just want to bring it over into your crease a little bit and start blending it in what you have on the brush, okay? That's going to be your line to tell you exactly where you are going to put your liner if you should choose to put your liner. And you're going to do that on both sides. Now, I like it just a little bit darker in the pitch when I do it. And the pitch is from the actual eyeball up. I actually pitch my eye. I don't know why, but I've always done that. Ever since I started using the tape, I like doing a pitched look. This way, if I don't want to wear liner, I don't have to. It just gives me that feeling that I'm wearing liner anyway. So, yeah. And I like darkening it. I mean, you can darken this as much as you feel comfortable with. That is up to you. And that just gives it a proper line. And I'm not going all the way across because I don't want it completely dark in that area because I don't want my eyes to shut. Now, you can, if you'd like. I wouldn't suggest it. I'd only suggest going halfway. As you can see, it's only halfway. Only go halfway. Any more than that, and it just looks crazy on a hooded eye. The object is to make it look like a wing, a bat wing, when you close your eyes, okay? But when I decide to open them, it looks different. And you will be shading that in a little bit more if you'd like. You can also make it lighter. You can also make it darker. But that's the corner that you want to actually focus on making a bit dark so it does look like a fake artificial wing. I mean, some people will think it's a real wing. You know, some people don't know any better. You all know that it's not done with anything but a dark shadow. So, with that said, yes, I am being a little bit rough on this brush, and that is because, you know, I just love UMax Designs, and I really do put their brushes to the test. Now, I know this looks exactly sloppy, and rightfully so it's supposed to be, until we start blending, okay? Now, I'm going to clean this brush as well. This is the only brush that I've been using for a normal liner. I have an angled brush for a regular liner, which you could put all away, but I am not in the mood to sit there and play with a normal liner. Now, as you can tell, I'm going to go back in, and this is the same brush that I used in the green, and I'm just going to smoke this out a little bit so it's not so harsh in my crease, and it doesn't look so harsh, which is why I told you do not put any past center, because when you go to smoke it, you're going to be rubbing that towards that edge, but not completely down, so it does give it that smoky look, and it will look actually gorgeous when you open your eyes. I promise you 100% that this is going to be a beautiful nighttime look. Now, you can wear this for daytime if you want, but I prefer nighttime. And there is a reason I normally don't do what I just did. We are having technical difficulties off camera. You will, because of the way this black is, you will need to clean up under your eyes and everything. And I will show you guys that in a second on how to clean that up as well. I'm going to reach back here behind you guys, and I am going to get my makeup remover. And yeah. Oh my gosh. I am just like all over the place today. So, with that said, I have foul play, guys. 1 second here. I am trying to find my one color that just disappeared on me. Oh, there it is. I found my liner. We're good. Okay, so the next one that we are going to use, which I forgot to pull back out, and of course I'm a dingbat. You know, we can't all be good this time. And I don't know where the heck it went. Oh, here it is. All right. I decided I didn't want the dark color because it was like way too dark. I wanted the lighter one, and this is the lighter one that Nunu had made, put in there, and this one is actually called Kiwi Rose, and it's lighter, and this will go as a highlight, okay? And yes, I have my gold all over me. My gold just decided to, you know, have an issue today. Ugh, what is with everything? Anyway, we're going to take the Kiwi Gold, or the Kiwi Rose, and I'm going to sit there, and I am going to take the Kiwi Rose, and I'm just going to tap it right at the inner tear duct, okay? And that is just to highlight that area, and I'm just going to, I'm not bringing it all the way up. I'm just tapping it in that area, which is really, really cool. Okay, I'm not bringing it completely up, and I am going to shade it in a bit. And the same thing on the other side. And that's all you need from that. Now, this is how it goes. And this is awesome. I'm in love with how to do this. And I am going to show you guys this last thing. And this is so cool. All right. I am going to pick up my elf. Sadly, my elf has just so much stuff that, well, my elf and I have been around the block a long time. And my elf and I have tape around it. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take your index finger and tap it into the center, wiggle it around, and then you're going to want to tap it into the center of your eye. Now, there's a reason for this. You just want a straight line down. And you'll see why in a second, okay? Because that's going to be covered up. And I'm always looking for stuff. You ever notice that off camera? I'm always looking for stuff around here. Now, I'm going to take that same brush, and I'm going to go into the gold, and I'm going to take the gold, and I'm just going to tap it as a glitter center. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. You can make it as dark or as light as you want. And then I'm going to show you guys how to clean this up so I don't look like a horrible mess here. Tapping it, making sure both sides are even. I mean, they don't have to be even, but, you know, it's nice if they are. And I'm going to bring a little bit over on each eye, just to open it up. You can put more black on if you want to shade it out. You can use silver, you can use anything. I chose to use gold. I like the gold shimmer. I like the way it looks when I open my eyeballs. You know, people go, holy cow, you can actually sit there and you can rub this powder out. You can shade it out. You can do whatever you want with it. But that is what I like to do. Now to clean up. Boy, did I make a mess. Okay? Now I'm going to take these and drop these in the garbage. And, of course, I am going to start moving stuff down here where you guys cannot see because I am trying to be so effortlessly here without the garbage all over the place. So I am off camera for like 2 seconds while I'm doing this. And what I'm going to do is I am going to shake up my Neutrogena, which is there. And I am going to take a cotton ball, and I'm going to put it in my Neutrogena. And that's my makeup remover, believe it or not. And I'm just going to go and clean up any fallout under my eye. And clean up that harsh edge, because it is supposed to be a harsh edge. And any place that it shouldn't be on my face, which I might have to use the other side of this too without getting my nose ring caught. This way, it doesn't look so horrible. Now, I'm going to show you guys this. This is really, really pretty design. It is really, really something that you can do if you're going out, you know, with the girls or, you know, on a date with your man friend or what have you. But this is so super, super gorgeous. That is what that looks like. And that is super duper easy. So I'm going to link Min Pam's down at the bottom so you guys can check out her collaboration with me with the greens and the gold. And I will see you guys in the next tutorial. Just remember that you can add, you know, a lipstick with this. I chose the rose. I mean, you can choose any color you want with it. Makeup is your imagination is what goes. This is my look. I'm going to throw on my dress. Hopefully I have fun. You know, I get to go out today. If not, you know, boo-hoo. Oh, well. But at least I look good doing it, right? I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.